To the Clippers fans, because actually somebody, when we talked about the Clippers before, one of them accounts retweeted us. So this is for the Clippers fans.
I think the Clippers recovered. First of all, they got Jerry West hired.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jerry West hired and took the general manager abilities away from Doc Rivers, which.
Yo, do you know what happened with that Jerry West thing?
What?
The Warriors kind of pushed him out.
They did?
Yeah, he said he didn't want to leave the Warriors. He said he wanted to stay one more season, but things are the way that they are, so he
well, whatever. You see what Jerry West did in Memphis. Jerry West had Memphis
consecutive. What did he really do in Memphis?
He had them good. Memphis had never. Memphis. No, wait.
Feel like they were a contender?
But listen.
Did you ever feel like they were a contender?
But listen. Memphis
the
had
been contenders for the past 6 years with Chris Paul. Fuck out of here with that shit.
But listen. We talking about a team that had pretty much no basketball culture in history before he got there. He took them and made them a very respectable team for at least 5 years straight.
Clippers have been
they went to a
relevant
conference finals. If I'm not mistaken, they went to a conference finals. I'm just saying, Jerry West is not a bad person to have in your front office. That's what I'm saying. You win by having Jerry West in your front office.
And not having Chris Paul on your team.
That's a
ask
W.
the New Orleans Hornets
Also,
and ask the Los Angeles Clippers.
I think they recovered from Chris Paul nicely. Now, one thing that does worry me is they don't really have any young talent for the most part.
I think they're a better team. I think they're a better team. I think they are. I think you were never going to get anywhere with Chris Paul. It was apparent, and I have been, and literally for the past personally, before we started the podcast, for the past 2-3 years, I've been saying that the Clippers need to move on from Chris Paul. I've been saying it for a long time. I've been trying to get them to trade him away for the longest. Like, they should have been gotten rid of him. He was never going to be the guy. After year 3 of that experiment, get rid of him. Get rid of him, give Blake the keys. The problem is they didn't get rid of him early enough, so now they're going to give Blake the keys, but Blake might be a little bit too old and have a little bit too many injuries to actually be able to drive the Lamborghini like you once would have thought he was. And with Chris Paul not there, he actually probably has to develop his game a lot more. And even as good as he is right now, handling the ball, even last year when Chris Paul was hurt and he was averaging like 23, 9, and 7 assists, he could be better than that. The way we talk about Michael Porter, if Chris Paul is gone and you give early Blake Griffin the keys, he probably has to score. And then you develop DeAndre Jordan more. Go out and get another point guard. I've been saying it for years that they needed to get rid of Chris Paul.
I don't mind, Patrick.
This is a better team. You have a better team.
I will say this. One thing that we have been saying about the Clippers forever is they don't have a bench. I will say this. They have viable bench options now. They have viable bench options.
Squad now.
I don't know about squad.
They have a squad.
I don't know if I'm going as far as squad. But I like the way they recovered from Chris Paul. They recovered from Chris Paul nicely, and they have viable bench options. One thing that they have viable bench options, and they have a wing. One thing that we always said was they had no real wing player, and they had no bench. Those were the two weaknesses that we said. They have viable bench options, and they have a wing. Gallinari is a good wing.
And Chris Paul is not their point guard anymore.
And
Chris Paul is not their point guard
and
anymore.
also, they have size. 6'10", and 7 feet. Size.
Yes.
Patrick Beverley is a very tough defender.
Yes.
If Blake can be healthy, he won't. But if he can be healthy, I think if Blake would be healthy from day one, I would say this team will win about 47 games and definitely make the playoffs. But because Blake isn't going to come back until December, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, and I'll only assume that they're going to win about 40 games. Because
I disagree with you. I think that the Clippers now, they have a shot to actually make the Western Conference Finals. I'm serious. I'm not joking, bro. I'm not joking. I'm serious. But let me talk to you. Let me explain to you why. I'm serious. I think they have a shot to make the Western Conference Finals.
Your hate for Christopher Paul is making you delusional.
No, my hate for Chris Paul is not making me delusional. No, it's not. Sit down. You just told me why they have a better bench, right? And why they have better assets, right?
They have a better bench.
And they have better assets all around. The only thing that they are missing is literally Chris Paul. Literally Chris Paul.
A shooter like JJ Redick. They miss JJ Redick. They don't really have any shoot.
I disagree with that.
And
you have Lou Williams as well.
Yeah, but he's not JJ.
And Lou Williams on that Rockets team was shooting.
Yeah, but he's not JJ.
Okay, fine. So listen. Depending on how the Western Conference seedings turns out, if the Clippers wind up somehow, I honestly think that the Clippers, like The Clippers are my sneaky team to wind up being the 3rd seed in the Western Conference.
Hell no.
Listen to me. Listen why I say this. Because of the fact that in Denver, Gallinari was always a good dude, but the problem with that team was like they were kind of too young, but they had good assets, but then they didn't really have a star, and then Gallinari didn't really know how he fit with that. Then Jokic kind of came. Then they thought like, okay, well, Moutier is going to be the guy, but Gallinari was always a consistent scorer, right? Now on this team, you have Patrick Beverley who's out there to defend. Regardless of what you say about Patrick Beverley in terms of scoring, he can pass the ball and he can defend. That's what you're going to need against the Warriors. That's really what Chris Paul was giving you the majority of the time in terms of when he wasn't scoring. But now you have Danilo Gallinari, a guy who is actually a proven scorer. Like, he's a proven scorer.